kicked any door ever, and you realize that it's a pull door, and you kick it so fucking hard that the hinges buckle and it pushes in like 1.5 feet, and it protests too much, and your foot just continues through, and now you are stepping into this doorway, and you see in front of you a large machine. In the center of this machine is Tofu Firmus, completely in the nude. All his regal outfit and things have been stripped off of him and are being held by a small old leek standing nearby. But there is this large machine, copper and brass, and there is large screw-looking structures on the sides. And as those screw structures push in, panels like smushing panels are pressing Tofu Firmus and making him even firmer. And it seems like with every pounding noise that's happening with the boom, boom, he's actually like getting abs and like pectoral muscles, and he's getting firmer and buffer than ever before. And the jiggling that you would come to know and love about Tofu Firmus and the juices are just piddling on the floor.
Can we get some sad music and like memoriam of his juicy noises?
Yeah. Yes, and Enya plays, and the smashing of this once large block of tofu is compressing his form into a small muscular tofu form, and the leek looks to you, although you just imagine he's looking at you because of his bushy eyebrows. You can't see his eyes, and he says, "It would seem that we are at an impasse, and finally have the opportunity to test out the machine." And Tofu Firmus gets hit one more time, and it seems like the compression of his body has reached its max capacity, so much so that there's a small crack in the form of his body. And with that, a flick of a switch by the leak, the machine shuts off, and Tofu Firmus steps down with the most firm footsteps you've ever seen. No more juices pouring from his body. He ripples and flexes, and for the first time ever, beyond a noise like this, you hear Tofu Firmus in all of his glory, and he says, "You guys ready to fight?" Roll for initiative, everybody.
I look at him and I'm like, wow, beyond Beef Castle.
Good Lord, man.
Oh, no. 12? No. Yes. Yes?
No, I should probably... Yeah.
Dex,
Oh, no. I ripped my pants.
it's Dex plus proficiency plus that, right?
I'm sorry, what?
Dex plus proficiency plus that?
No.
Or just
It's just Dex plus, yeah.
Okay, so 10.
All right.
Boy.
That's a 19.
Damn.
Nice.
15.
The rogue is the slowest, most contemplating sort of guy here.
You got to think about your attacks.
Mm-hmm.
About your attacks.
Alrighty. So we've got... Oh, good. Tofu Firmus actually goes first.
Oh, God damn it.
And
That might be a good thing.
he rushes up in the blink of an eye to Capsaicin, who is standing in this open doorway. And as he flexes his muscles, first of all, I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh, God. So, 6.
Yeah, you have never been more intimidated in your entire life as this not beefy but beefiest creature has come into your presence, and as he approaches you, you are afraid of him, which means you have disadvantage on attacks until the end of his next turn. But what he's going to do is attempt to punch you right in the hole. That's cocked. But he rolls a natural 4, and even with his impressive modifier, it's not enough. He's too busy flexing with these new muscles that he's never experienced, and apparently he's learning things about his body. However, he does look to the side and gestures to the leak, and the leak looks as though it's about to make its way towards the machine with some sort of telepathic connection or something, body language perhaps. But before he gets a chance to go, Poe, you have the impressive initiative.
From here, can I see like the door to outside?
Yes, you can.
Okay, and it's a clear path. It's open.
Yeah, you can see Waffle Sweet Dimples standing out there, just flailing his arms. Telling the guards, telling the rest of the people to go ahead and advance on the castle. And even so, as he's doing that, you see the body of a savory guard fall from the top, and you hear in the distance, "Yeah, got another one."
I'm glad I called that guy.
But yes, that's what you see.
All right, I'm gonna move forward and try to position myself between capsaicin and tofu.
Okay.
And I'm going to
get breathed on.
I'm gonna give him a good what for with the meat tenderizer. I know he's not meat, but I feel like this is gonna work on him just as well.
The tofu tenderizer, bring it on. So roll for an attack.
The tofu tenderizer from Tasmania. Yeah.
Well, that's going to be, do I get proficiency on this one?
Yeah. Yeah, you're
That's going to be a 13.
All right. You swing and you hit him right in his rippling abs, and his form seems to absorb it. And the blow, anyway, not your hammer. It's gone. He looks at you and he says, and that's what you get.
What did he sound like before?
That's awful.
I miss it.
You guys ready to fight? All right. So, anything else on your turn, Poe?
I would like to do a careful observation of this machine.
Yeah.
As much as I can tell about it anyways.
I'm not going to let you roll for it because I think that would take an action, but what you get to see just from a passing glance is that this machine has been shut off, but it looks like it's got 3 panels, 1 on the top, 2 on the sides, that seem to press this in like a rectangular form. It is an industrial size tofu press. You can see that it has some wires and connections that are hooked up to some sort of a generator on the side. And on the top of this generator, you see 2 large glass domes that have some bubbling like amber liquid inside that are kind of like just powering this machine in some capacity.
Very interesting.
Yes. But at the end of your turn, it becomes capsaicin. What is your dexterity modifier?
2.
Okay, it is your turn, my friend. You are afraid.
Don't. No. I just start slowly backing away.
Alrighty.
I don't take my eyes off of the tofu.
Okay. As you do, he just flexes even harder and just looks at you with no eyes. He has no face, and somehow his voice just emits from his porous body. But he does not seem to do anything. He just lets you kind of back out for the time being. Anything else on your turn?
I'm going to eat some more syrup. Some of the little bit that might be left in me.
Okay, I'd like you to make a Constitution saving throw.
14.
All right, with a 14, you seem to stifle a bit of what feels like the onset of a sugar rush, which is something that is probably not familiar to you because you are a savory breakfast resident. But there is like a feeling welling up inside you, and you get this impression that if you just let your inner demons out, something might feel a bit better about this situation. So I'll leave you with that to simmer. That brings us to the leek. The old man leek, who is carrying the garb of the now naked Tofu Firmus, runs. I just got this image in my head of Tofu Firmus. He's basically a guy in like a morph suit, but it's like an all white morph suit. Anyway, the leek runs to the machine and begins to unscrew the large glass container of this bubbling liquid that you had seen prior, and he manages to unscrew one, sets it down next to him, and starts to unscrew the other. And that seems to be what he's working on right now. And Cork, you are now standing here beside your friend, or rather behind your friend, who just got.
How far away is the room with the press?
Oh, it's within reach. You could walk right through the door.
I'm gonna go in there.
Okay, you go in there and you see Morph Suit Man just standing there, biceps and muscles rippling.
Well, I meant with the leak.
They're all in the same room.
Oh, okay.
Tofu and the leek are in the same room, in the press room.
Okay, I'm going to pick up one of those, or the one that he unscrewed.
Oh, okay. Well, when you get over to that direction, I would like for you to do a contested strength check, because as he's still setting it down and working on the other one, and it's within range of his grip. So
12.
Yeah, you managed to snatch it from his old feeble hands.
I'm going to smash it on him.
On him?
Yeah.
Okay, give me an attack roll. This will just be a straight up melee attack.
16? 17?
Yeah, you hit him in the head. Go ahead and roll. Give me a D6.
Okay. 1.
All right. It doesn't seem to smash as you clank him upside the head, but you hit a couple of the bristles off the top of his stupid leek head. And... and one of the leaves of the leek just kind of like flutter down to the ground, and he says, as you hit him.
I didn't mean to hurt that dog. And then, would it be an extra action to just toss this to the side?
I would say that you could just drop it on the ground. I wouldn't give you the action of hucking it somewhere, but you could just drop it on the ground if you want to.
Is it like from above my head?
No, because you just smacked him down with it, so it wouldn't be above your head. I'd say you could drop it from right where you're at.
I just want to break it, honestly, but that's okay.
Yeah, you used your action to hit him with it. Not hard enough to break yet, but
okay.
Maybe a couple more hits.
Yeah, maybe I'll keep it.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
That brings us to the top. Tofu Firmus flexes yet again, and a disgusting thing happens. His body seems to grow more definition than he had prior to this. And he even has, like, instead of a 6-pack, he's got like an 8-pack now. And instead of a bicep, he has like a tricep where his bicep is, and he has a quadcep where his tricep is. And he's just getting more muscular by the moment. And he runs up on he sees you doing this and runs up on you, Cork, and he's going to attempt to give you the smackdown. But rolls an 8 and doesn't manage to penetrate your husky body. And when I say husky, I mean like your actual garlic husk. Yeah. And it flakes off a bit of your husk, but it doesn't seem to penetrate with any damage. And he looks at you and he says, "I'm gonna kill you guys." And
ooh, I'm gonna give you such a pinch.
Yeah. And that's what he says. And that brings us to Poe.
So I see that he's ran towards my compatriot.
Yes.
And I look up as though to the great potato in the sky and will some blessing upon my companions and myself.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so you cast the bless spell. Each of you get a D4 to be added to your rolls.
Heck yes.
And you feel a bit starchier.
This is a little weird, but I'll take it.
Oh my god. Sticky and confused and scared and starchy.
You've been sticky this whole time.
Story of my adolescence. All right.
And then I'd like to also proceed inside of the room, staying close to the wall, but moving closer to the mechanisms.
Okay, yeah. You can make your way like right up to the mechanism and prepare yourself for whatever it is that you'd like to do next turn. That's going to bring us to Capsaicin. You are no longer afraid. You are feeling a bit starchy, too.
I assume at this point I've seen these big glass bulbs with this amber liquid in it.
Yes.
Would in my